Hello YouTube, this is William. I'm going to do some vegetables and do some chopping and do some things with the WCSK. Had some questions, some comments, so we're going to see if we can address some of these things. There's also some questions about kitchen prep, that we haven't done enough kitchen prep. So I'm going to do a little bit. There's others that's going to do some more. So I'm not a chef. Don't pretend to be. So I'm going to show you the design aspects of this and what the intents were. And some of those, it's probably better with a knife than I am. It's going to show you their abilities as well. And all of these videos will be in this playlist that's going to be linked at the end of the video. So right now I think the videos are about 21 videos at this point on the knife, from various people, from me and Dan Lutz and Justin Wolf and Blackie Thomas. That's just what's happening now. There's others that is also reviewing this knife, and they're in the process of learning the knife and understanding the different curves and just the design of the knife, because it is a little different. So anyway, but once you get it, man, what a knife. Alright, so I'm going to move the camera down and we're going to slice up some things and dice and see what happens. Alright, I've got an apple here, and I just want to show you one thing that it's going to be inevitable. Get this in the light just right. You see the brush marks? That's from the Kydex sheath, and I'm not a Kydex guy. So if you get a Kydex sheath from me, that's going to happen. I don't know of any other way to do it. If you want to get a custom quality, high quality Kydex sheath from Yellowhawk or CB2, I think that's how you pronounce it. I can't, dyslexia kicks in when I try to go with his name, but C2BJ or whatever the Kydex guy is. But whoever you choose to do your Kydex, if you want to send the knife to them and get a high quality, high end Kydex sheath, you can do that. The sheaths that I provide is just basic Kydex sheaths, and that's going to get you by. I'm not a Kydex guy, I'm a knife guy. Alright, so get that said, I got an apple here, and this portion here of the knife is for splitting. So when I slice into this apple, it should start breaking the apple apart. It should start cracking. See how it's starting to crack and it's starting to spread apart? And it just throws things apart. See how it's a smooth cut here? It breaks apart here. You would expect that from a knife that splits apart wood. But let's go to the thin side. Let's see what happens with the thin side. Alright? See how it slices? Let's see how thin we can get this. You see how thin that is? Can you see my finger through it? I say that's pretty thin. Alright? So, and if you got somebody who's a chef, and they could do probably even thinner. But that's the difference in the geometry of the grinds. See how thin that is? That is less than 1/8 of an inch. But again, if you want to split things apart, that's the way you go. See how thin those are? See there? Alright. I'll eat that later. Let's do a potato. So if you want to peel a potato, that's how thin you can get the potato. Right there on that sweet spot of the knife. Now there's been some naysayers out there that comment on the knife design without even using it, which is, I expected that. Some people just can't accept the fact that there's a better mousetrap out there. I mean, it's not what Grandpa used, so they don't want to use it. But that is how thin, and somebody that's even better with a knife could probably get this potato down to where there's hardly any white at all on the skin. But that's how well it peels a potato. Okay? So if you wanted to scrape, I mean, carrots and things like that, Dan Luss has a video. I guess he's going to upload it, I'm not sure. But he did one in R&D of where he was doing some root vegetables, and he just did a fantastic job. I hope he loads that back up. But see, scraping, that cleans those potatoes up right there. So that's fine. So that's what you get with your kitchen prep. All right. So let's talk about the design of this knife. I talked about the spine, scraping the vegetables, things like that. The geometry of the wedge properties, the geometry of it. So let's talk about this part right here. At the angle, see how your hand is above where you're cutting? So if you're chopping, it's like a chef's knife. If you picture your chef's knife, it looks like a triangle. So as you're cutting your vegetables, your hand is not hitting the table. All right? You're just chopping or slicing. Like so. You see how that works? Let me get it this way. So with a 3/16 knife, you're able to slice very controlled slices with root vegetables and things like that. Now that's where the kitchen part of this knife comes in. See that? Now, for the chopping aspect of it, let's go to an onion and do an onion right quick. Dan has a video on meat slicing already, and it's a fantastic video. Dan, he really knows his way around knives. That's why I asked him to help me with this design, because in his life, being a trapper and a hunter, he has see how that little sweep right there, how that works, getting those, slicing those things. I mean, every curve, every part of this knife is for a function. It's not decorative. Nothing about this knife is decorative. It's all about function. I heard some comments say the ugliest knife they've ever seen. Well, I've seen some pretty ugly knives in my lifetime, but I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I don't look at beauty of a knife. I look more toward function of it. And each part of this knife is for a purpose. It's to function in a certain way. Okay? So if you were, let's say we're going to slice up an onion, all right? Like so. Now if you wanted to chop, and again, I am not a chef, all right? So see the angle of the knife, how it keeps your hand out of the way when you're doing chopping chores? There you go. and it just minces. And when you get ready to pick it up in the pot, there you go. You got a wide enough blade to put everything in the pot. Alright? Okay, that's for the kitchen. That's just a small portion of what the kitchen does. So right now, let's go take it out, and somebody had wanted to see it chopping. I have a little old pine sapling, and I hate pines. They're just not good to have in your yard because lightning strikes them a lot. They put pine needles down, grass doesn't grow very well around them. So this is right at the edge of my property, so I don't mind taking this down. I'm just going to show this as a demonstration. I don't advocate going out and killing trees to demonstrate the abilities of a knife, but I don't like pines and I get rid of them every chance I get. Alright, so here we go. Someone wanted to see how well the knife will delimb. So as you can see, it does pretty well. Alright, so holly there, vines, it's that kukri sweep right there, just grabs stuff and holds it until it's cut. I mean, that's what the kukri is known for. So if I wanted to chop, see, I'm already halfway through it. Just right there. Let me move the camera in and I'll show you. Can you see that? Okay, that's an inefficient way to do it. Let me show you the efficient way to do it. Using that as a leeku right here. Again, combining the best attributes of many knives. Took the leeku design and function and installed it on this knife for chopping ability. Now, if you was actually going to do shelter building, what I would suggest is that you get a baton and beaver chew it all the way around. And I'll get a baton and I'll show you what I mean. Setting the pinky in there for extra security. See the limb? 2 whacks, that's an inch limb. Alright? The most efficient way to take care of things like this is to beaver chew all the way around it. And this hump right here acts as a V. It slices the fibers of the material. Rather than trying to pinch them, it slices through it. Okay? Now that's the most efficient way to do it. Okay? So, if we wanted to take it here, again, you're taking the fibers and you're slicing them with that hump right there. And at this point, you could probably break the limb off instead of doing the chopping and all this other stuff that somebody called violent. Alright, so without the violence, you can do it with a baton, and see, it just breaks open. So, a tree hit the camera. Alright, so again, delimbing, piece of cake. And that's not small limbs either, folks. That one there's a good 3/4. Alright, here's a 2x4. It's a treated 2x4. Now this is not a hatchet. I'm not trying to compare it to a hatchet. A hatchet has one function. This is a knife. Alright? Alright, will it chop through it? Absolutely. It's the best tool for that? No. But if it's the only tool you have, that knife right there will do it for you. Alright? So, that's its chopping ability. And even after that, it will still give you feathers. See there? Hope you can see that. I got a glare. If you want really fine stuff, but I was showing you only where I was chopping at. It's still that sharp. And you'll see how the edge held up. I'm going to address some other issues that came up or questions. One of them has to do with deposits on file with me. If you have a deposit on file and wish to apply that deposit toward the purchase of a WCSK or a WCNK, then you can. It will delete your custom order. That means that everyone behind you moves up. You are no longer scheduled for fabrication on a custom knife. Okay? But that is only if you apply your deposit toward the purchase. If you want to purchase this knife without applying your deposit, then it does not affect your custom order. Alright, hope that's made that clear. This knife, if you want to custom order one of these knives, in other words, change anything from the production model, it is a custom order. Custom orders are done in order of the custom orders. It will have a different designation. See this designation of a B right here? The number will still be in sequence, but instead of a B, it will have a C as a custom. You can add liners, you can do whatever you want to this basic design. Different steel, whatever. The wait time is 1 year. Okay? They are no longer production knives at that point. The reason I can get these out quick is because they're productions. I can set 20 on the bench and don't have to worry about it and move on. If they're customs, I can't do that. I have to make sure each one has a little different something here and there. And that takes time. Okay, time is money. Alright. Hope that's clear. If you still have questions, send me an email and I'll try to address it. Alright? If you want to wait until your custom order is up, then I will contact you just before fabrication and we can make the change then. Please don't tell me now. I have hundreds on custom backlog, so don't tell me now I can't keep up with it. But when I contact you a week or two ahead of fabrication and you want to change your order to one of these and customize it, whatever that serial number is at that point, it will be applied to this number. Designator will be a C. Okay? There was a question as to guard. People were concerned about the hand slipping up on the knife. I do not like guards. Personally, I hate guards. Guards to me gets in the way. The reason I made this handle the way it is so I can grip it up here without a guard. It also has a warning that you're getting close to the business edge of this knife. People are concerned about stabbing. Okay? Let me show you about stabbing. Alright, here is a Grizzly equipment or industrial catalog. Very thick. I don't know, it's probably about 1 inch thick or so. Let's do a stabbing test. Alright, when you're stabbing, you have to take a firm grip with this knife. If you're really concerned about slipping, then you can replace this lanyard with a longer lanyard to loop around your wrist so that it stops your hand from slipping down on the blade. But I find with the texture of this handle and also the indentions, then you have a secure enough grip, if you hold it tight, that your hand will not slip. And I'll show you. Alright, that went in 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and that's in a book. All the way 2 page, and these are the thick color sheets. It's not the thin paper telephone book. 312, page 312, right there. Okay, see it again, firm grip, just hold it tight, that's all you have to do. Your hand is not going to slip. Alright, the other thing that was raised and I want to address, me and another guy on one of Blackie's videos got into it, and I really hate doing that. But he questioned my integrity, and that kind of pushes a button with me. He said I was in it for knife sales and I was just trying to create something to sell a knife. Well, I'm in the knife business, so I am to sell knives. But that's not what this knife was created for. And I've said it in other videos, and I'll say it again here. It did offend me, and it shouldn't have offended me. I should have had tougher skin, but hey, certain things rub us the wrong way, and when you question my integrity, that pushes a button, okay? This knife was not designed for pure sales. It was designed to function, okay? I thought I could build a better knife to suit a survival situation, and I think I have. Others have said they think that I have. Along with some help of some other people, we have created this knife. It may not be pretty, it may not be something that you see every day, maybe a little different, but it's designed to function. Have I created a new wheel? No. It still has a blade, has an edge, handle, it cuts, it slices, it dices. Every knife in the world does it to a certain degree. I think with the different edges, different profile, it does your life of cutting a lot easier. That was all I was looking for, is to make sure that I could build the best knife that I could build. Whether it be design, and through function, whatever that might be. Okay, that is my passion, is to design knives that work. That's not just a motto. So, with that said, I'll leave it there. Now, others will probably be doing the same test, and probably get better results because they probably handle a knife a little bit better than I do. But anyway, so you're going to see different tests, and they're probably going to resemble the same, but we're trying to show the abilities of this knife because I'm very proud of this knife. I think this knife fills something that was lacking in the industry. I think it's going to make your life easier and better. And if I sell a few along the way, that's all well and good. Okay? So, we all got to eat. Now, with that said, support these other guys that's doing the testing and reviewing. Be sure and watch their videos several times. Share them. Share all these videos. Let the world know that there's a new animal on the market and he's hungry. All right. You guys get in the backyard, whittle on a stick. Be sure and take a trowel. You get the opportunity. And be sure and take plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. We'll catch you again soon.